What's up, everybody? This is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. Today's video is going to be a little controversial, so if you are a pansy, please leave now. The key here is so many people are angry with Trump and angry with the government saying make America great again. But here's the thing: America's been great. Now, many people go, what, Erica, what are you talking about? America has been great. There were millionaires and business owning Black people, Latino people, Mexican people, Asians, all over this country. Now, did we have struggles? Did we have lynchings? Did we have murders? Did we have all these things? Yes. I will not ever negate that. People in this channel know my mother's father had a juke joint in North Carolina before he died in a car accident. And this is in the 1960s and 70s. Before that, my grandmother and her parents before her owned large farms in North Carolina, did well with their land, did well with their investments. And, this is not rare. There are several people of color, Native American people in the Robeson County, Sampson County, Cumberland County area, Black and Native American, who did very well. They did very well. Now, were there tons of people who all the way up until like my mom is 59 years old, and she was one of the 4 people they sent across the town to be desegregate schools? Of course, all these things did happen, but the 2 we're talking about today is I saw an article about Madam C.J. Walker and Annie Malone. Now, so many people up north are like fighting about this, like one was a millionaire before the others. And here's the point. It doesn't freaking matter. You had 2 Black women in 1908 through 1920s and 1930s be multimillionaires. One even paid $40,000 in taxes in 1926. I will share the screen in a second. That $40,000 in taxes to the IRS is equivalent to $500,000 in 2007. So when people say, Erica, it's always been poor and terrible times and, we've been suffering forever, I go, come on, man. Maybe that's your family, but a lot of these kids, if they research themselves or research their history, they would know they were not poor trash. All the time in Charleston, South Carolina, and other parts of South Carolina, they will go and clear out old houses of old residents that died and their children just sell the house, and they'll find Civil War pictures of Black soldiers. They'll find 1920 pictures. So you're telling me at a time when to do a photo, it cost money. Your family had enough money to take a picture and keep it, and you just let it go. So the narrative is really, truly is your kids are watching too much TV, you're not reading enough, and you're not trying. And people say, Erica, racism. I'm telling you, at a time when people were being lynched, you couldn't look some white people directly in the eye, you couldn't sass back and talk, or you might be killed. There were millionaires. There were business owners. There were great people. And that pisses me off because you are taking away from a great American stories all over this country. Even in California, there are millionaires. There's several stories of Black California millionaires that they name parks after, but because we don't teach it in schools, some kids have forgotten. So, this is the key here. When you don't teach something, it gets lost, right? When people don't read, something gets lost. So look, the top 5 reasons people are bitching and moaning, basically. That, Erica, racism is stopping me. Credit is stopping me. Top 5 reasons. I'm going to give you your 2. Excuses, comparison, lack of reading, lack of action, and lack of credit. Now, we can apply this to Hispanic, we can apply this to Black, we can apply this to whoever. If you tell me 2 women at a time when women were basically relegated to a house or servant work, were millionaires, and even one of them invested in factories. Come on, man. Come on. You just can't make this up. Now, some people say, Erica, well, they invested in factories when there weren't rules and regulations and laws. And honey, you could go down the street right now because of the way the economy is and go find a small warehouse and rent it and run your company out of it. It happens every day of the week. Every day of the week. But what is stopping you? Excuses. I know people right now, Instagram, where they have a house full of clothes and shoes, beds on the floor, and they got a nice charger outside and lots of shoes. There's no white man stopping you. There's no government stopping you. That is a choice. That is poor choices, but that is your choice. Number 2, comparison. I know people right now like, man, I wish I was traveling. I wish I was doing like Jessica over there. You're not Jessica. Focus on your own life. Stay in your lane. So many times people say, well, look at what's going on over there. That doesn't matter. If you get so wrapped up in somebody else's paperwork and work, you lose your focus. There are so many times I've taken my eye off my own company and go, look at that, all that over there. Look how well they're doing. Only to step back and go, girl, you're doing great. You're doing very well. Like I posted on my Facebook and Instagram of pictures of some houses I'm looking at buying. And someone kind of said in the comments, well, hey, you're copying this other guy. No, we're both in our own damn lanes. And I'm in the process of buying a house that I'm going to build from the ground up. From the freaking ground up. And so sometimes I notice people, sometimes they will watch and see and comment. And I go, look, focus on your own paper. And how do you focus on your own paper? You write down your dreams, your aspirations. What are some things you'd like to do? But in order to do the things you'd like to do, you have to do the things sometimes you don't like to do. There are several stories about people, grandfathers who own barbershops, and they're working all day as a janitor. The barbershop opened, they got the brothers in there and people cutting hair, and then they come at night and they cut some more hair because half the workers were in the field during the day. And so when they came at the afternoon to get the hair cut, I mean, like, there are stories of excellence all over the place. And to me, it's absolutely disgusting that we let young generation, I'll be honest, men and women, sit here and play the victim card. Now, I'm never going to say racism doesn't play a point. It does. I've worked in many offices and many restaurants and fast food places where they go, yeah, I ain't hiring him because of what, right? They never gave a good answer. That's why you have to teach your children about ambition, about doing things for themselves. There are kids selling t-shirts and different things online, stuff online at 15, 16, 17. And then there's some kids just playing video games all day, complaining they don't have no money and their mama don't have no money. That's crazy. The computer, people walking around with iPhones in their hand, complaining there's no opportunities. That's disgusting to me. I'm being really honest. It's disgusting because everybody grows at their own pace for sure. Don't get it twisted. Everybody grows at their own pace. But when you're sitting there complaining and whining about your situation and refusing to do anything, I'm disgusted by you. There are so many times I'm in different credit repair groups, different groups over on Facebook, and people will give you excuse for everything. Well, I can't do that. Well, if I work from home, I can't be on the phone because my kids are loud. Well, honey, if you work from home, you need a room and you close the door and you make sure your kids ain't loud. There are countless jobs where you can work from home, even hotel reservations. But guess what? You need a quiet room. So that's not for you then, right? You need to leave your house. But they want to be in this laptop lifestyle, this stay from home, work from home. If you don't got the skills or the place or the time to work from home, then that's just not your lane, right? Stay in your lane. Okay. So look, we already talked about excuses. We talked about comparison, lack of reading. I've talked to people sometimes and they're proud of the fact that they don't read. There's one of my friends, he's a male, and he is very proud that he doesn't read. He's like, well, I skimmed some things. You're looking me dead in the eye and you're proud that you don't read? That's embarrassing, yo. There was a time in this country where men were knowledgeable. Men had knowledge. Whether it was a skill, they could fix cars, they could fix houses, they had a knowledge to them. Now, are there men now that, they just don't have that skill, they can't fix things, but they can pay somebody to fix things? That's fine. That's you, homebro, be that. But if you ain't got no money to pay somebody to fix things and you can't fix things, that's a bad look. That's a bad look, dude. That's a bad look. That's a terrible look. All right. Lack of action. I can't tell you how many times in the comments and the messages and the emails I get from you guys, I had this ideal back in 2005. And Erica, I never did it. Well, boo, what you want me to do about it? It's 2017. You either want to do something now or you don't. I mean, I've talked to my mom several times. She's always talking about community events and centers and the ideal she had and she didn't do it. I go, Mom, what do you want to do now? Well, I want to try my retirement. Well, then, okay, I don't want to hear about it again. You're telling this story, but you don't want to take any action to change the story. So lack of action. Again, when we talk about investing on this channel and I talk about putting $25 away to Lending Club or putting $500 away to rich uncles and these things, people are like, that's not sexy enough. Erica, tell me some more options. Honey, those are the options. Like we did a video a couple days ago, maybe a week ago at this point, of 79 different platforms you can invest in. If you couldn't find one thing out of that video of 79 platforms to invest in, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I mean, I don't know what else to say to you, because really it's not a lack of options. It's a lack of action. You don't think it's sexy enough. It's not enough flip to you. You've been watching HGTV and you want to flip your money. You ain't got no money to flip. And some people say, well, Eric, I make 100,000 a year. Well, give me 1,000 right now. I'm just saying in hypothetical. Cash, not credit cards, cash. They don't got it. They don't got it. So what you need to do is start siphoning off, again, $25, $50, $100 at a time, and putting it into something that makes money for you. I'm trying to figure out a way to show my Robinhood app on my phone. So I guess I'm going to have to use one phone and record with this Samsung. This one's the better one, better camera, of my Robinhood app to show you how I pick the stocks, right? Because some people are like, well, Erica, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do it. It's very simple. And how I pick them and how I keep it on track. But the key here is getting started, taking action. You don't take no action, you can't really complain. Now, even if you read this article, which we're going to show in a second, one woman, Annie Malone, taught 75,000 women. Now, out of 75,000 women, how many do you hear about? Madam C.J. Walker. One. Now, I'm not saying the other 75,000 didn't go to their small towns or back to where they're from and start hair salons and sell stuff and keep the family afloat. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is you heard about one. So out of teaching 75,000 people, one came back. Well, one became, the contested millionaire. Who cares? Annie Malone was quiet about her money. So she may have had more money than Madam C.J. Walker. Madam C.J. Walker was riding around in nice cars and nice furs, and them white people didn't say nothing to her because they knew better, right? It just was what it was at the time. It just was what it was, okay? So 5, lack of credit. Now, this is the number one thing I hear from people is, Erica, I have lack of credit. I did a video on credit. I did a video yesterday about AUs, like, do authorized users work? They do, but if you don't clean your credit and you throw some AUs on there, you can get a small bump and you're still going to get turned down for credit. You're going to apply to places and they're going to be like, no, your payment history is dirty. It's terrible. Even a simple thing like today, I mailed out 57. Literally, you should have seen the table in here. I should have took a picture. 57 letters, goodwill letters for my clients today, all certified mail. So this has been like a 2-day process of filling out cards and filling out envelopes. Because I don't like using printer ink. For whatever reason, when they process it and you handwrite certain things. Now, the letter, of course, was printed. But when you handwrite things, it just gets processed different. But anyway, and I've already had clients go from my last round of goodwill letters for them. Man, I bumped my credit score. Why? Because your payment history is so important. So if you've been off and on jobs and not paying your bills, then yeah, that's important. A lot of times people will say, well, Erica, I got this $300 credit card and I didn't keep it up. It's $300, boo. It's $300. You could go get in your car and drive for Uber and get at least $30 and put 10% on your credit card right there. You could drive for the weekend and get $300. You know what I mean? And so when I talk about stuff like that, well, then people are like, well, I don't have a car or I don't have this. You're doing things out of order. That's just all there is to it. Like, you have to start with the basement function, which is your credit. Right? Now, people say, well, Erica, oh, my credit is just terrible, girl. You don't know it's so bad. Well, then you have to start with sales. That's your next step. Do you have something you can sell? Now, many people will say, well, I've started a Shopify site, or I try to sell stuff on Facebook and it's not working. Why? Because paid advertising is what works. Your family and friends are never your demographic you're selling to. It's usually strangers. Strangers will buy a t-shirt you have without question. Your cousin gonna be like, can I get it for $5? Even if he got a great job, because that's how people are when they know you. Like, girl, I know you. Won't you sell me that? I know people right now that, like, girl, I know you. Won't you give me access to your tax lien course? Girl, we know each other. I don't care if we know each other. No, that's crazy. So look, on the flip note on that, we're going to skip over and share the screen to the Madam C.J. Walker thing. Hold on a second. Let me just hold on and find this article. Make sure I get it right. Find this article for you guys. Let me look. Make sure I got on the right page. All right, we found the right page. Let me know if you can see. Let me know if you can see. All right, so Annie Turnbow Malone. All right, so we've shared the screen. Let me know if it's working. All right, so Annie Malone, she was born in 1869. That means right around after the Civil War, right? So that means her parents were possibly slaves. Now in the 1900s, look at that. She started hair products. She educated more than 75,000 Black female entrepreneurs. Madam C.J. Walker just happened to be one of those. All right, interesting fact. Trained her to be one of her agents, and she went on to start her own company. Why? Because most of the time when people tell me, Erica, you know what I want to do? I want to start this company. I want to hire A salespeople, A people to run my business. And 9 times out of 10, I tell them an A-level person is already going to start their own deal. Or even if they do work for you, they're going to leave. You're looking for a B or a C that is trainable, that can do the job 70 to 80% of what you can do. So as you see here, Madam C.J. Walker was like an A and went on to do her own thing. So she expanded to St. Louis, Missouri. Look at that. Opening a factory in 1908. Come on now. 1910, Madam C.J. Walker, she had a manufacturing company. So both these people had a manufacturing company. Now, here's the funny thing. She was the first in Missouri to own a Rolls Royce. She owned a whole city block in Chicago. Chicago, folks. She gave diamond rings for 5 years of service. She gave cash rewards and home purchases. And he paid $40,000 in taxes alone in 1926. And which I told y'all that is equivalent to $500,000 in 2017. So again, Madam C.J. Walker became a millionaire at the time of her death in 1919. So that was what? After 1908, what, 1910, that's 9 years later. She was estimated to be 600,000, 700,000. But who knows? She could have done so much more, right? So when Annie lived a conservative life, essentially, and nobody knows exactly what was her total amount, right? But if you have enough money to open factories and get a Rolls Royce and pay $40,000, which is $500,000, I'm pretty sure you have some money set up, okay? So look, what's the key in all this? The key in all this is there's no excuse will do. That's really the key in all this. No excuse will do. If you want it, you can have it. If you're serious about it, you know, there's just no reason. And she died in 1957. So she died at 87 years old. She lived several more years than Madam C.J. Walker. Madam C.J. Walker died young. So sometimes when some people die young, you know, we make them this legend. They are the legend of the legends. And probably Annie Malone was sitting there like, but I trained her. I trained her, y'all. I did all that. But a lot of people who are very wealthy, they don't want to have a target on their back. Straight up, they don't want to have a target on their back. Again, you guys can look up Annie Malone on Wikipedia. It shows she died in Chicago, Illinois, 1957. Very well known. She was the 10th of 11 children. I mean, look, she was orphaned at a young age. You know, so probably her family, you know, come on now. She attended high school, you know, all kind of stuff. All kind of stuff, y'all. So then here's the funniness. She married Turnbow Malone. By then was well worth over $1 million and had a 5-story multi-purpose facility. I mean, this stuff is just crazy. I mean, she was married more than once too. So she was married to one dude, then married another. So, but the point of this whole thing is, I'm reading this, is there's just no excuse, you guys. Like, you really, really got to figure out. Now, she died of a stroke when she was 87 years old. So, I mean, it's like, and she gave it all to her nieces and nephews because she didn't have children. So, at the time of her death, her estate was valued at $100,000. So I think what probably had happened is a lot of donating. When she got divorced in 1927, she ended up giving her husband some money. You know, just different things that happened. She had several lawsuits in 1937 during the Great Depression. Different things happened. So she sold some of her St. Louis properties and she continued to thrive. But anyway, the point of the story is, I don't want to read that all to you and bore you to death. But the choice is yours. When you tell me you want to buy real estate, when you tell me you want to buy things, you want to invest, you want to do these things, well, do you really want to do them? Because these women went out and did them, even in a time period where you could have been killed, where you could have been lynched, where you could have been beat to death. 1957 wasn't all gold and roses in Chicago either. Okay. There, these are times when, and here's another example of where class and race cross-sect, right? Where you get to a certain amount of money in this country, you're not experiencing what Jerome, who's walking to the store to buy a 40, is experiencing. You're just not. Now, does it, separate you from everything? Of course not. You know that. But overall, that's just what I want to say. So, any guys have any thoughts or feedback on this? Because I wasn't going to do this for long. I was going to jump into another video while I'm here today. But you guys have any feedback, let me know. Hey, CJ. Hey, Shy. Maurice. Star. Franklin? Yeah, Star Franklin. Very true. Black people need to shift away from the view life, finances, risk, and collective progress. Yeah, I mean, here's my thing. Even when people talk about, group economics and all stuff like that, at the end of the day, like, it only takes two of you, right? And people are gonna get mad at me. I keep saying this. You and your brother could come to me. Like, you don't even gotta come to me. You can go to anybody. Both clean your credit, both go apply, get your LLC, go to a business bank account, get you some business lines of credit, get you some business credit cards because you got this nice new shiny credit, and it's at 720 or whatever, and start your deal. Just the two of you. And the two of you together, if each of you individually get 100,000, then together, y'all can go do anything. It doesn't take 50 or 100 people. So many people are in love with this. If we do it together, the group economics, and I get it. I really do. But I'll tell you right now, they were showing, if I can find that article, I'll do a video on it. But it was like 3 black couples, married couples, are opening some kind of franchise, like 3 or 4 franchises right now in Ghana. In Ghana, Africa. They're in America, put their money together, 3 couples, and they're opening franchises in Ghana. A whole nother continent, yo. That's crazy. That's not even, I mean, like, it doesn't even make sense for me when people are like, we got to be collective. What that means is you broke and you want 50 people to throw in $1 on an event that you and your mom could clean your credit up and go do. Start with you. Like, when I ask people on this channel, if you ever see me on this channel asking y'all for money for a project, best believe 80% of that project, my money's up in it. If I go, hey, y'all got this $40,000 house and anybody want to come in on the 20%, like, you best believe I got every bit of that 80% of that project. Because that's you put skin in the game. People are so in love with this other people's money fantasy that they're getting drunk on that shit. Like, people work with people who are in the game. Like, I'm going to do a video, not this one, but the next one is going to be preparing for the next correction. Because so many people tell me what they're going to buy and what they're going to do when the market crash. Man, you ain't doing nothing. Because you ain't doing nothing now. Just straight up. Like, just straight up. So anyway, I'm going to read these and I'm going to roll out. I love you guys. Thank you guys for joining me today. It's great lunch. Urban Thomas, what's up in Miami? Sacri, I don't know how to say it. I totally agree with what you're saying. Appreciate your videos. Thank you. Pascal, LJ, it says New York girl in Carolina, South Carolina world. Thanks, Erica. Stay blessed. You're always dropping jewels. Exactly. You can go buy a Subway franchise or Chick-fil-A franchise. Here's the funny thing. A Chick-fil-A franchise, if you agree to work inside the building, which I know some people hate that ideal, but if you agree to work inside the building, you can come in zero money. Zero money. Chick-fil-A is all about that service. Are you service? Your service? You're going to come in and serve? Then we'll give you $0 down. I mean, it's crazy. And there's several different franchises like that, so don't get it twisted. But I know a lot of people lately like, oh, I want to own a franchise. Well, how do you own a franchise? You have to have assets. Like, a lot of franchises, even if you don't have cash money, like I told you guys about time when me and my mom went to go see about hotels, investing in hotels. And Marriott Hotels was like, we will give y'all the down payment money. We'll straight up, we'll do it. We'll do it. And it was a room full of Asians and Indians and some Hispanics over there, some Africans over here. And me and my mom sitting in the back like, what? This is crazy. Now, who do you think took that up on that offer? I think that's been, what, 5 years now since me and mom did that. But Indians, they fall into the category of minority. So Marriott don't care. Like, they fall into the category of minority. So, even white women and midgets fall into the category of minorities. It's crazy. So again, let's see. Facts, CJ. They say the average Chick-fil-A owner makes 100,000. Yeah, and so here's the thing. Like, I wanted to go buy a UPS store, and then I start looking at the numbers. Even if you have just 2 full-time employees and 1 part-time employee, you will only make about $80,000 a year from the U.S. Post Service, post office, UPS, little post office store. And most franchisers own 3 or 4. Why? Because they want to make feel like it's worth it. Like $250,000, big money. And that's what kills people, is this dream of they better be making $1 million out the gate or it ain't worth it. Are you kidding me? 80 grand is worth it, baby. If you're still working a job or you're still in the military and then you're making 80 grand plus on the side and you don't have to go there every day, that's worth it. You know how many barbershop owners are on their 2nd and 3rd barbershop and they ain't in there all day? It's worth it. My sister's opening a new shop in Fayetteville, North Carolina, so I might be doing a video on that when I go home, because we're going to be in there putting up new stuff in a bigger space and more workers. So anyway, lots of franchises will franchise. They will do that. So again, the choice is y'all's. It depends. And I know you guys been seeing I've been mixing the cameras up using my other camera because we're having technical difficulties over here. But anyway, so look, thank you guys for showing up for this one. You guys have been great. Your questions have been great. Again, always, if you want to check down below for any services, you already know what's up. Credit repair, business credit, want to buy tax liens, starting a business, they are always going to be in the links below. You guys have been great. Have a great day. Later.